from the point of view of the 8 aspects, the 8 faces of Goddess Lakshmi. We've been planting and cultivating Shakti together for the past 5 weeks. So we have an opportunity now to, as it were, gather up the particles of blessing from this time and also from our year, to savor them and then to offer them. So Lakshmi's 8 forms represent 8 facets of abundance, which manifest as the 8 most fundamental avenues of success and prosperity in human life, of course, including money, but also food, good fortune in general, children, leadership, courage, success, and wisdom. So, as I mentioned the names of these forms of the goddess, take a moment to look inside and just see if you can get a feeling of how they're manifesting in your life right now. How do you feel connected to abundance in these areas? Fundamentally, abundance is the feeling of having enough. It's not necessarily about being rich. It's about being satisfied. It's about having that which you value in sufficient abundance to give you contentment. First, the primary form of the 8 Lakshmis is called Adi Lakshmi. Adi meaning original or primordial. So Adi Lakshmi is the primordial goddess who is one with Durga and all the great manifestations of the divine feminine. She represents overall good fortune, not only for individuals, but also for societies and for the planet herself. And how do you think Adi Lakshmi is manifesting right now? It's a little bit, it kind of makes when you think about Adi Lakshmi as a force in the cosmos and as a force in our societies, we start to realize that maybe we could be doing a little bit more cultivation. So Adi Lakshmi is all about value. She's the wealth that arises when we're aligned with our true source. And she's very much connected with self-worth, with self-value. She's health. She's the strength of our physical constitution. She's the nourishment we get from family and friends. She's our feeling of safety. And she's our ability to nourish ourselves and other people. Now you might want to ask yourself, do I have a feeling of safety, of value in my life right now? Am I valuing myself enough? And what do I base my feeling of self-value on? What do I really value about myself? These questions ask a lot more contemplation than we're going to give them, but I think as you ask them, or as I ask them, and you take them in, you'll start to get a sense of what it is that you actually want to contemplate. But now we offer a prayer. May I and all beings experience true prosperity. May I and all beings experience alignment to the highest values and the gifts that arise from alignment. The second form of Lakshmi is the most famous, Dhana Lakshmi, Dhana, who is money, gold, all forms of monetary wealth, I guess, including Bitcoin. So here's the question. Have you felt financially stable this year? Do you feel relatively relaxed about your finances? Are there issues that you want to contemplate and address? And you may notice as you ask this question, and again, this is a huge topic, and one which we have a lot of lore available to us in this society. But as you bring up these questions for yourself, let's offer a prayer. May I and all beings experience sufficiency, financial sufficiency. May we have enough to sustain us. The third form of Lakshmi is called Dhanya Lakshmi, and she's Lakshmi as food. And she's also the Shakti who gives us the power to receive nourishment. So when you have the grace of Lakshmi in this form, your food nourishes us. This is a big deal for me right now, because I'm not receiving much nourishment from the food I eat. And a lot of my practice in this Lakshmi period today has been really to ask for her help in being nourished. So when we have the grace of Lakshmi in this form, our food is taken in and used by every cell in our body and really becomes the platform for every form of unfoldment, including spiritual unfoldment. So are you assimilating the food you take in? Is eating and weight an issue that you've dealt with this year in a positive way? Food and money, man. I mean, these two Lakshmi issues are such a big deal for humans. So here's the prayer. May I and all beings be fully nourished by the food we eat and by the attitudes with which we take in food. May what we eat be healthy. May it be harvested with full awareness. May it come from sources that will help us grow in love. May no harm beyond what is a natural part of life come to those who are our sources of food. And may healthy food be available to everyone everywhere, including the plants and the animals who will eventually become human food sources. May they be nourished at every moment of their lives. The fourth form of goddess Lakshmi is called Gaja Lakshmi. Gaja means elephant, and it refers to the traditional mount of Indian rulers, Indian kings. And Gaja Lakshmi is the Shakti that gives us the power to lead. To lead in the sense of taking self-responsibility, leading ourselves, literally ruling our minds, ruling our bodies, leading ourselves to alignment in the highest way. And of course, it also gives us rulership, leadership, power, and all forms of worldly power and influence. She expands our ability to use our own connection to divine power to offer positive grace and support to other people, to a family, to an organization. So, accessing the power of Gaja Lakshmi and learning what our particular leadership or rulership ability is actually a supremely important way of aligning ourselves with our destiny, with the highest forms of karma, and also with all the aspects of self-rulership which allow us to be spiritually available. So how have you led or influenced others this year? How have you acted as a leader to yourself? And here's a prayer. May all beings take responsibility for the consequences of our own decisions and actions. And may our leaders, our rulers, lead in such a way that the people under their care benefit from their leadership. May we have good leaders at this time of so much need. The next form of Lakshmi is called Santana Lakshmi, and she is the goddess of childbearing and fertility. If you know anyone who wants to get pregnant or who has a particular need to nourish children, Santana Lakshmi is the goddess she would approach for help with that. So is this a year in which you felt close and connected to children? In which you've been nourished by children? And make a prayer now. May the children of the world, including my own children, be safe. May they be loved. May they be mentored. May they be encouraged. May they reach their highest potential. And you may have found during this course that you're actually connecting to your own inner child. So this would be a place to consider asking for the blessings of Santana Lakshmi. Dairya Lakshmi, Dairya, is the power of courage. She's the Shakti that gives you the inner strength and stamina to take risks, to stand up for something that matters to you, and on the spiritual path, to keep going, to keep sitting down for practice, even when you'd rather have a root canal than meditate. It's the courage it takes to face up to the inner obstructions that your sadhana is going to bring up and release. So consider the forms in which you've experienced courage and acted courageously this year. What do you realize when you consider courage to be a gift of Shakti? Not something you have to dredge up from somewhere else, but something that is being offered to you at every moment and that you can allow yourself to receive and act through. And here's the prayer. May all beings have the strength and courage to do what is necessary, to do what will be of benefit, to do what is right, what is aligned with truth, both in our personal lives and in the life of society. May we have the courage to do the hard stuff. Jaya Lakshmi is the face of Lakshmi who gives success in all your endeavors and allows you to overcome, to literally have, Jaya means victory. It allows you victory in whatever you undertake. So what does true success look like to you now? Not necessarily the People magazine kind of success, but success in relationship to your own deepest skills and talents and integrity. What is success for you right now? doesn't have to be a big deal. It can simply be the experience of having made progress in some area which is difficult for you, or completed a project. Now, make a prayer. May all beings have success in every beneficial endeavor. May my successes be of benefit to all. And finally, Vidya, Lakshmi, who is the wealth of wisdom and skill, both spiritually and worldly, but normally having the connotation of spiritual wisdom, of Dharma wisdom, of the ability to develop positive qualities like generosity and kindness. So in these positive qualities are also gifts that come to us when we practice upasana, sitting with the goddess. So in sitting with the goddess during this time, what did you learn about yourself? How is your spiritual practice transforming you? Can you see the ways in which truth is being revealed or awareness is being expanded? And here's the prayer. May our wisdom and skills, our strategies, our creativity, and above all, our spirituality serve the highest values. And may we have the wisdom to realize that all beings are one, and that our planet, our society, is not a bunch of separate objects and people, but a single tapestry of wholeness. And you can close your eyes. And focus very sweetly on the breath. We're going to do a series of meditations, short meditations, with two of the seed mantras associated with Lakshmi, which also appear in the Durga mantras that we've been chanting. So the mantras that we'll be practicing with are Om Hreee Shreem. And you can begin by bringing your attention to the perineum, the area at the base of the spine, the area of the Muladhara chakra. And inhale and exhale with your attention there, not necessarily trying to make the breath sink down to that place, which is not always easy, but feeling that the mantra, Om Hreee Shreem, is literally being placed inside your perineum, inside your Muladhara. Inhale, Om Hreee Shreem. Exhale, Om Hreee Shreem. See if you can feel the energy in the syllables as you focus on the perineum. With the next exhalation, feel that Om Hreee Shreem rises from the perineum into the heart, into the area within the chest. Om Hreem Shreem in the heart. Inhale, and then with the next exhalation, let the mantra Om Hreem Shreem float upwards into the region in the center of your head, behind the eyebrows. And allow yourself to feel the energy in these syllables touching the Ajna chakra. Inhale now with the breath flowing downward. And once again place Om Hreem Shreem in the perineum. Feel the syllables of Om Hreem Shreem flowing in the perineum. And then with the next exhalation, sense the syllables flowing up to the heart. Om Hreem Shreem. Inhaling and exhaling. Om Hreem Shreem in the heart. And feel the mantra flowing out with the exhalation up into the third eye in the center of the head. Om Hreem Shreem, repeating itself. In the third eye center. And one more inhalation. Again, feeling the presence of Om Hreem Shreem in the perineum. Inhaling and exhaling. And with the next exhalation, your attention and the syllables of the mantras flow into the center of the head. Om Hreem Shreem. Om Hreem Shreem. Let's see if you can feel the flow. The mantra with the breath in the perineum area, in the heart, in the center of the head. You may find as you do this practice that you want to reverse it In other words, that after you have flowed up through these three centers with the mantra, that in the next movement you want to flow down. So you would let your attention flow from the center of the head to Om Hreee Shreem in the heart, and then Om Hreee Shreem in at the area of the Muladhara. Find your rhythm as you allow these syllables to infuse these three centers with the powerful Shakti of these syllables, which are forms of the goddess Lakshmi, and which carry the Shakti of auspiciousness.